What's going on, everybody? I hope you all are doing absolutely fantastic. I know I'm doing really good today. It's a Saturday, and I've just been doing aquarium maintenance all day, and life is just really good. Honestly, I'm just chilling. I'm in the zone. Um, but behind me, we have the Betta Paludarium that I set up a little bit over a month ago. I want to say 45 days, give or take. And if you don't remember, I tore down the Paludarium that was originally back here, and we have built a new one in the UNS 45T, which is an 11-gallon tall tank. And some time has elapsed. Like I said, it's been 45 days, and it has grown in quite a bit. And today we're going to be doing a little walk around. I'm going to be showing you all what has happened, what has grown in, what has worked out, what hasn't, and we're going to be making some pretty significant improvements to it. So yeah, sit back and relax, and let's make some improvements to this tank because there's a lot that I want to do. Okay, so a lot has happened in this tank. So I'm gonna kind of go handheld here and just kind of show you a walk around because there's just a lot of unconventional things that I don't really know how to describe. So I'm just gonna try to visualize everything, and yeah, let's just get through it. So first things first, you'll remember I had a lot of asparagus fern here. Now a bunch of it died back for some reason. I have no idea why, because asparagus fern is generally a very easy plant to take care of. This one, however, is thriving and is growing and is propagating itself. So I'm not sure why these ones passed away, but yep. And as you can see, all along the driftwood here, we have Taiwan moss spreading everywhere. We also have some Brazilian pennywort as well, kind of lashed onto the wood, and I think that looks really cool. Looks super natural in my opinion. And yeah, as you can see, the frog bit has completely just taken over this tank. I did 3D print some portals here so I could kind of like let the light in, but as you can see, the frog bit has since then covered up all of that. And yeah, I mean, you can just see like how dark it is under here. It looks awesome. But yeah, let's see where the fish is at. I'm not sure. Oh, here we go. What's up? Yeah, we gotta crank the ISO to be able to see the fish because it's really dark in here, and it's really hard to shoot because it's like obviously I'm just reflecting everywhere and you can see me in there. But yeah, that's about all the drastic changes that we've had in here. And as you can see here, this right here is a Nimbus Misting System that I've been running, and it's been working out pretty nicely. And we've been using that to kind of keep all the mosses and all of the plants that are growing out of the water nice and hydrated. And as you can see, the buse here is actually starting to flower. So that's awesome. It's really awesome. So overall, the growth in this tank has been really nice. So from a nature standpoint, everything in here is actually doing really well. Everything's extremely healthy. The fish is doing well. The plants are growing. I just want to hide the peripherals and just make this look even more natural, if that makes sense. So yeah, we have a lot of piping going on. I want to hide all that. And we're going to raise the hardscape and maybe add a little bit more immersed plants. And as you can see, we did have pothos in here. I was experimenting a little bit off camera. So yeah, let's get this frog bit out of the way so we have a little bit of room to work with, and let's get this thing looking better than it already does right now. All right, folks, so this right here is our temporary tank solution for the moment. This is actually my hospital tank. We have a sponge filter in here that's established. And yeah, I'm gonna put all the floating plants in here. We're not doing any medication or anything, so I'm gonna keep all the floating plants in here for now. And we're also gonna put our koi betta in here for the time being while I kind of move some stuff around. So we have a mixture of frog bit, salvinia, and some Brazilian pennywort that was floating in the top. So, all right, so everything has been cleared out. As you can see, it's looking much more empty on the top. It's like a totally different scape now. Honestly, it's crazy. Here's what it's looking like, and the fish has been removed. She is now in the temporary holding bin thing that I set up. Also, while we're back here, check this out. That's the roots on that asparagus fern there. And it's like latched to the wood. I don't know if you can see. But yeah, this one is doing so well, and I'm kind of perplexed as to why the other ones didn't. So the original reason why I didn't use this lily pipe here originally, because I do actually prefer this, was simply because I couldn't get this outlet low enough because this tank is tall. However, it's only filled up halfway. So if you look at it here, the flow, the water was dropping too far down. It was just kind of splashing everywhere. That's why I didn't use this lily pipe originally. And the spray bar in here, I could actually get it lower. But I think, now hopefully I end up being correct here, if we raise this hardscape and add on to it, I'm hoping that even if this is too high, it'll kind of splash the back of the wood, if you know what I'm saying, and that'll kind of disrupt the flow. Okay, so that undoubtedly looks a lot better. Will it work in our favor? I'm not entirely sure because, again, since this is more of like a paludarium setup with a land feature, I'm not sure this is going to be low enough, but we'll see because we are going to be raising the hardscape, like I said, and I'm hoping that with the driftwood being higher up, I'm hoping that this would just simply splash the back of it rather than just dropping straight into the water, if that makes sense. So yeah, nothing against Owaze. I actually really like the way the spray bar worked, but yeah, I don't know. I just want something more presentable for this specific tank. I will be definitely using this for something else. Alright, so here we are. We have something that is sort of reminiscent of what I want. And yeah, I think it's looking pretty cool. It's pretty wild. And as you can see, we have the lily pipe placed in such a way that it'll just hit this piece of wood here. The idea is I want to create more land surfaces so we can have some rabbit's foot fern in there. So yeah, I think it's going to look pretty cool. So this is not structurally sound. So what I need to do actually is I need to take this apart and I'm going to zip tie this whole structure together. So that way it's all basically one solid piece, give or take. Okay, so obviously this is like a living piece of wood. There's like a whole bunch of stuff on there, so I want to do this as fast as possible because I don't want anything to dry out. Now hopefully I nail the fitment on here because I didn't really take any references. My mistake. So there's like these parts in the wood where it's kind of, there's like little things that I can kind of run the zip ties through. So that's helpful. So we don't need to do any drilling. At least I don't think we do. Oh, this is working out pretty good actually. Nice, there we go. Let's start. Obviously the zip ties are, you know, exposed, but we'll kind of hide it with, you know, all the fern and whatnot. And then lastly, you're just gonna set this guy in there. Well, maybe we'll need to zip tie him too. God damn it, this hobby sucks. Say, haven't we been here before? Interesting. All jokes aside though, you know, putting in the extra work to really just make sure that everything is nice and secure, it's always worth it. Da, 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 da. Yeehaw. I don't even know why I said that. I've never been to Texas in my life. Texas is crazy, y'all. But I should be going to Texas next year for Aquashella, so I'm pumped for that. Go to Aquashella and then go get some Raising Cane's afterwards. That's the life. And there we have it, everyone. A single piece of driftwood that is nice and secure. Really glad I did this. It was obviously worth the effort, so nothing will be tumbling over. So let's go put this back in. Honestly, that probably could not have ended up any better. That's probably like the first time in my life a plan actually went according to plan. Absolutely astounding. I'm in utter shock. All right, there we go. The hardscape has been raised. The flow seems to be working in my favor. All right, so I put this little pre-filter sponge on here with the zip tie. I know it looks a little jank, but yeah, it seems to be doing the job. It's actually like disturbing the flow and it's really quiet. It looks a little weird, but we're gonna have plants here anyway, so I'm not too concerned about it. All right, folks, so it's been a couple of hours and this is kind of tiring me out. I'm not gonna lie. Off camera, I did end up putting another piece of driftwood in here. Yeah, as you can see, this whole thing is very sturdy and I think it's looking really good. So what's next is we have some plants that I want to put in the land feature and we're gonna get this turning into the dense jungle that we want it to look like. So we have some club moss here that is growing absolutely wild, as you can see. And then we have some nice rabbit's fern. And yeah, I mean, as you can already see, it's gonna look pretty sweet. So let's go ahead and put that in there. So this plant here is commonly known as club moss. I'm not sure what the actual like Latin name is, but yeah, in the hobby at least I hear people call it club moss a lot. And yeah, it's kind of looking nice in here. So to be completely honest, I'm not doing anything too crazy. I'm just kind of shoving these pieces of rabbit fern, the rhizomes, into these places that I think it looks good, and that's pretty much that. Nothing too crazy here. Now I did cut these roots pretty low because I was having trouble getting the dirt off, so hopefully this rabbit fern ends up surviving because the roots are pretty low. The rhizomes are in good shape though. Alright, I was listening to music. This has been quite the process, but it seems to be paying off. So Hopefully the rabbit's fern lives. I'm actually kind of worried about that because I did end up cutting the roots quite a bit because the dirt was just not coming off. So hopefully the rabbit's fern survives. But this right here is sphagnum moss, and I'm gonna go ahead and wedge these in the cracks in the hardscape that is above the water, and kind of smother the roots from the new terrestrial plants that we added. This is gonna help retain the moisture with all the rhizomes and the rabbit's foot fern and the roots on the club moss. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of dip this in the water and just kind of smother all the cracks from the terrestrial feature. All right, and just to kind of top things off, I'm just gonna cover up these bits of sphagnum moss with the nice lush green Taiwan moss that I got from my immersed plant grow out bin thing. So a few days after we made all the changes to the hardscape and whatnot, I realized there was one more change that I wanted to do. The Nimbus Misting System was kind of standing out like a sore thumb, and I decided to spray paint it. So what we're using here is the Nimbus Climate Control System from my friends over at UNS, and this is not sponsored, but they did send this over. So for those of you who don't know, the Nimbus Misting System is a programmable climate control misting system that you just set on a timer, and it just keeps your immersed plants hydrated. So it's been a huge help. It's been a great contributing factor to this project, and it's made my life a lot easier. So like obviously when I'm out and about and I step away from my house for hours or maybe even days at a time, I can rest easy knowing that my plants are being nice and hydrated while I'm gone. I don't have to spray them with a spray bottle. So UNS, thank you guys so much. So for this process, I ended up using Plastidip. So Plastidip, when it is fully cured, is fully inert. So there's a lot of contradicting information on the internet regarding which spray paint is best for aquarium use. Yeah, I don't know, it seems to be quite a gray area. So if you have any information, or perhaps you're a chemist when you know what's going into these paint cans, let me know in the comments below. Give me your insight. But all that being said, this Nimbus Misting System is not going to be submerged in the water, so take that for what it's worth. I'm personally not too worried about it. I have used Krylon Fusion and Plastidip in the past, and yeah, I've never had any issues with it. Granted that you wait the full 48 hours, so. So it has now been roughly a week since we have raised the hardscape and added all the new terrestrial plants. And from what I can tell, things seem to be taking hold and things seem to be doing relatively well. I'm seeing some new root growth on here, so that's great. And again, yeah, I cut off a lot of roots from the rabbit's foot fern when I was trying to get all the dirt off. So I was kind of worried about that initially, but things might work out. Whether or not this tank is a success, only time will tell. Obviously, you can't tell when something is a success in the aquarium hobby when it's said and done. You kind of have to wait, like weeks, months to see how things play out. So with all that said and done, I hope you all enjoyed the changes that we've made to this Paludarium as well as the video itself. And furthermore, if you have any sort of constructive criticism or something that you want to see in the next iteration of this tank, definitely let me know in the comments below, because obviously I enjoy doing like these community type of videos where I see a comment that says like, hey, do this next time, and then I end up doing it, and I want to be able to like shout you guys out in the video. I think it's just a fun way to engage and just kind of build a community amongst this channel, because obviously I make these videos for you guys and I appreciate you all for watching. So yeah, I'll be sure to keep you guys updated on this tank, and yeah, until next time, I need to go do some maintenance on my antler tank. So yeah, peace.